Congratulations. All of you. Congratulations. All of you.
Oh, man.
Cam Jones plus 20.
All right, we have been joined by Marquette. And there you go, Coach.
Yeah, Coach.
Six turnovers.
And we'll ask you to make an opening statement, Coach, and then we'll go to questions for anybody up here at the dais. So, Coach?
Yeah, I'm just so grateful for our guys, the way they hung in there. Colorado made a heck of a run. That's about as good of a 10 seed as I've ever seen in my life. We started watching tape a couple days ago, and we said, who made these guys a 10 seed? No disrespect to anyone, but man, they're a talented, talented team, and they got going in the second half. But our guys never blinked, never wavered. These two did a phenomenal job leading the way. You know, we made some mistakes, but you know, we kept belief in each other. We stayed connected. And then I thought, you know, down the stretch, we got enough defensive stops to win the game. It certainly wasn't our best defensive half, but the activity that our guys had throughout the game was disruptive enough. And then two huge, huge free throws by David Joplin.
Questions, please, right here in front.
Ben Steele, Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. Tyler, I'm sure you've heard since you got to Marquette that Marquette hadn't been to the Sweet 16 since 2013. What's it mean to you that this group is the one that finally broke through?
Yeah, obviously, it's been a long time coming. Even for this group, you know, we feel like it's been a long time coming. That first year didn't go how we wanted. The second year certainly didn't go how we wanted. And then, you know, coming back this year, we had a vengeance. And we, you know, I told the guys before the game, you know, this moment has been in our nightmares, and we're not running from it anymore.
Right here.
Jayla Johnson, IUPUI, Sports Capital Journalism. Can you just walk us through the last 3 minutes of the game? There was a timeout at 3 minutes, and the score was 74-74. Can you just walk us through what the conversation was?
Question for Coach? Yeah.
Yes. I called timeout because we didn't have Cam Jones in the game. And, you know, the whole game he was in foul trouble. I told him, man, you're too valuable to take a couple of those fouls. You did. But he's just out there competing. So we were able to get him back in the game. The guys did a good job executing. I thought, you know, either we got a good look on pretty much every possession, or there was a good opportunity and the ball either got hit out of our hands or something happened. But, you know, for the most part, I thought the guys really executed offensively throughout the game. And then, you know, on the defensive end, again, we got just enough stops, just enough rebounds. You know, our guys did a great job at the end there when they called timeout when we were up 2, getting a stop, and then, you know, we were able to make free throws, get the ball in bounds. It was a little bit hairy there. When they had a bunch of fouls to give, we knew they were going to be aggressive, but the guys got the ball in the bounds and were strong with the ball.
Right here, Mike.
Tyler, on the baseline drive that wound up with you taking the half hook over Lampkin, I mean, are you thinking at that point exactly what you're going to do, or are you looking to see how they react to you and taking whatever the defense provides?
Yeah, the whole time they've been telling me to keep my dribble along the baseline. I was kind of getting stuck down there a little bit. Not so much today, but a lot of the times yesterday. Kind of keep going around, and we work on that. We call it a Nash dribble. And so, no, I just, you know, big fella switched, and, you know, I was getting to my spot and just floated it up, so.
Again, please provide your name and affiliation.
Sure. John Budner, Marquette Hoops. Questions for Chase on some of those defensive plays. I mean, the hustle plays, particularly those 2 blocks, though. I mean, Cody Williams might be the #1 pick in the NBA draft. I mean, you spiked that block shot and looked pretty happy about it. But as good as they were in offense, how key was that play and just your hustle?
I mean, I take pride in my defense. When I get in, I'm not really looking for the offense. I just want to have contagious energy on defense to get these guys energy on offense and just have plays like that, blocks, steals, all that, just get out and run.
Right here.
Ben Steele, Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. Chase, TK found you on that for that 3 that broke the tie after timeout play. After not scoring in the first round, what gave you the confidence to take that shot?
Coach always preaches effort shooting. So when I got it, it was effort. So I just shot it and went in.
Pat?
Pat Forty from Sports Illustrated. Chaka, after you got through the handshake line, some real jubilation from you. What was going through your mind at that moment?
Grateful for our fans. You know, one of the things about Marquette is there's a high standard here. The games, and particularly this time of year, are so incredibly meaningful to the folks that have followed our program for so long, going back, you know, many, many coaches. I got a text today from Mike Dean wishing me luck, and it just kind of made me think of all the coaches and players that have come before us to give us the opportunity to sit up here. And then just, you know, we've been through a lot as a group together. Really 90-some% of the things we've been through have been very positive, but you tend to remember some of the hard times as well. The loss to Michigan State, Tyler's injury. Chase was banged up this year, all year long. Sean Jones tearing his ACL. We've had some adversity, but guys have never wavered in terms of their belief in our plan and our way, and they've stayed connected with one another. Relationships is our number one advantage, and that's just something that we believe in, and I think it won us the game today.
Right here.
Yeah, Tyler, Ben Baby with ESPN. I think there was a stretch there in the second half, especially when Colorado took the lead, where I think you assisted or scored on every bucket. Did you make it? Did you purposely, given what you said earlier about kind of the history here, want to put things on your shoulders and want everything to run through you at the end there and kind of make sure that you got this team where it needed to go?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the game, the ball's in my hands, so that could happen with any given stretch. Cam happened to be out, another one of our shot creators, play creators for other guys. So, ball was in my hands maybe a little bit more. But, guys do a great job spacing off me, playing off me, and I find them in their spots, and, they make the plays. And so I'm grateful for them.
Right here.
Shaka, you cut the rotation down just to 7 guys that have been here the last couple of seasons. What's it mean to you that those are the guys that got you there?
Yeah, it wasn't even a decision necessarily before the game. It just the way the first half was going, I thought, these guys and the 5 other guys that were in had a good flow about them. And, these media timeouts are so incredibly long. The NCAA's got to pay the bills. So, really by the end of those, and these guys can speak to it more than me, that they're ready to go. But I told Trey and Zayd in the locker room, you guys are a huge part of us getting here, and we're going to need you in the next game. So it's kind of a game-by-game thing, but didn't want to go too long without having him in the game. Cam had some foul trouble. Oso, it wasn't his best day, but I thought he hung in there, and our guys just kept battling. And Chase and Stevie, we absolutely needed to have in there for their defense. And I thought David Joplin, he played through approach goals this whole game. I mean, he had a look in his eye of going to attack. That was huge for us.
Right here. Name and affiliation, please.
Colin McMahon, Hoosier Network. Tyler, you had 11 assists last game and then 11 again today. What do you think this says about you and your team's focus on sharing the basketball?
Yeah, all year I've been sharing the ball like that. I think I lead the country in assists, so it's not really anything new. The guys are making shots, making plays when I give them the ball, and I'm grateful for them. So,
Questions, please. Right here.
John Pudden, Marquette Hoops again. Tyler, I guess for you, I've never seen this team this intense in 3 years. I mean, guys almost weren't smiling when they hit three-pointers. Was that just so focused on the next play, no matter what good had just happened?
we know what's at stake. This isn't a time to be joking around. I'm a serious guy as it is. I like to have fun, but when it comes to crunch time, you got to be serious. It's win or go home. That's all it is. So if I'm joking around out there after we make a shot, messing around, they're gonna come down. I think Chase celebrated after he won 3. They came down in transition, and he knows better than that. So it's like young guy, you gotta reel him in a little bit. But no, it's just trying to give my mindset off to the team, and I think everybody does a great job of adopting that. And really credit to Cam Jones, and his demeanor is really free flowing, kind of all over the place. But these past, I don't know what it's been, 2 months, he's been laser focused on what he really needs to do, and that's why he's been playing so well.
Mike?
Tyler, Mike DeCourcy from the Sporting News. During the time you were sitting out, was there any part of you that was worried that you wouldn't get this chance to get out there and take your team to the Sweet 16?
No, I didn't think there was any chance at all. You know, I would have battled through. I'm not really feeling anything when I'm playing right now, which is a good thing, knock on wood. But, you know, even if I was, I'd still be playing through it. That's just the nature of who I am. And, you know, I think originally they said 3 to 4 week injury, and the 3 weeks would have brought us right up to the first game of the NCAA tournament. And, you know, me personally, I feel like I was ready to go the week before that championship game of the Big East. But obviously, you know, being that early, it probably wasn't smart to go out there. The risk of re-injury was greater than the reward of winning that tournament. We had our mindset on March Madness, and you know that's why I never really spiraled down mentally, just because I knew I was coming back. I knew what I was playing for.
Do we have a question via Zoom? Go ahead, please.
Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. Coach, you talked about relationships in the ever-changing environment of collegiate athletics and the transfer portal and people not really being connected to anything. Why do you feel like Marquette's so different, and why are these relationships so strong?
Well, number one, anyone that's part of our program has been hand-selected because they value relationships. So, you know, from the jump, we have a group of players and coaches that, you know, care about the people around them, and it's important to them. We don't go about things in a transactional manner, not saying that anyone else does. But for us, you know, we're old-fashioned. We still enjoy getting to know guys during the recruiting process, building a relationship with them and their families. These guys have families that care about these games every bit as much as they do. And, you know, we can't expect our players to have relationships with each other if we don't have relationships with their families, with them. I believe it goes into winning. You know, I learned that as an assistant coach. You know, if you got a bunch of guys out there for themselves, you're going to have a ceiling on how good you can be. But, you know, if you have guys that are willing to run through a wall for each other, then you can get past hard like we did today and go do something special.
And we have reached the end of our time. So thanks,
Thank
Coach.
you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.